Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to BattleTech, where we need to talk about strategy for a second. So, a travel contract popped up on our world that would take us to the world of Girondas here. 2.5 skulls, it's a 10-day travel. Like this is a pretty good way to move off of our current system after we exhaust all the jobs. But I'm looking at this and thinking maybe we could pull off a 4 skull. It really depends on exactly what the 4 skull is, right? Because as we've seen many times, including last episode, the difficulty of any particular rating of job varies wildly. We might be able to eke out a 4 skull with our full squad, the Thunderbolt and the Grasshopper, you know. And this is a 21-day travel to a place where the Flashpoint expires in 35 days. Now, unfortunately, the enemy is the Capellans, which is not great because we won't lose any rep with them. We won't gain any more negative rep points with them because we've capped on that. But I would really like some Lost Tech items. That sounds very good. And this is not a consecutive deployment thing. I assume that's because this is maybe even a single mission. So I feel like we have a shot at this. I think we should take our shot at this. It will leave us on a world deep in Capellan territory, which is not ideal, but it might be a chance to make up some pirate rep, to see if maybe the pirates might be active here fighting the Capellans, although I guess actually they do not appear as an active faction. But I mean, we might be able to make something else happen here. Mostly, I just want to go after this Lost Tech stuff. So, I would like to leave the world we're on now, the system we're in now. No, sorry, that's not what I want. I want to just look at the Flashpoint. Yeah, I would like to leave the system we're in now sometime in the next 2 weeks so that we can actually make it to this Flashpoint. So, we can sit here and repair a little bit. 9 days is a lot of time, though. Okay, if we push the Thunderbolt up, we're not going to need the Blackjack then. Right, we can run Vindicator, Jaegermech, Grasshopper, Thunderbolt. I really do. The Blackjack's better. Maybe we do just sit here for 9 days. Try to take on the rest of these missions, because, honestly, none of these are going to be total pushovers. If a 2.5 can be the thing that we just saw, then we're going to find some of these to be pretty difficult. So maybe, like, we wait until everything's repaired, we take on Penitent Justice, then, if we don't suffer any serious structural damage, we go after the next one. We just keep going until one of our mechs needs to be repaired, and then we leave the world and repair it en route to the Flashpoint, because I really do want to try that Flashpoint. I'd like to see some Lost Tech. Alright, I think that's the plan. So if we go in with our full squad, our actual intended squad, we are less likely to take any damage that would require us to take repairs. So we're just going to sit here until the Blackjack is fixed.
That work order's complete, boss.
Oh, the training module. Right. So we can afford to spend quite a bit on the next thing we build. It's probably just the second training module though, right? Although we could go after this, so we can't afford to spend that much. And we can't afford to spend that much. Not that I even want the Gamma Pod. That's a little extreme. We could go after some more mech points, which is not a bad idea. 20 days for 2 points and 20 days for 2 points. These are the exact same repair, huh? Yep, they sure are. And this is the same cost. Yeah, all right. Let's go after an improvement to our tech points.
I'll get the crew moving.
I will say, if we wait here, we do these jobs don't turn out well, we could find ourselves in a little bit of a money crunch for the next month. We'll probably be fine. Let's just stick to the plan. So we don't need to wait for the Hatchet Man to be done. Oh, what is this? You've been gathering supplies planetside, but have spent the last hour trying to find Yang. The sound of cheers and pounding metal draws you to the edge of town, where a pair of haphazardly repaired industrial mechs beat on each other. Yang calls you over. Sorry I wandered off, boss. I heard a guy in the market bragging about this Agramech fight club. I had to see it for myself. One of the mechs is in notably better condition than the other, but the second clearly has the better or possibly drunker pilot. The shinier mech finally falls, and a small group of winning bettors collects from the bookie. Yang gestures to the junkier mech as the cockpit opens. You have to meet this pilot. He said any agromech can be made combat ready, if you're not afraid of the challenge. What do you say? Shall we buy the victor a drink? Yeah, that's interesting. It sounds like maybe he knows a thing or two. Maybe we could learn something. I'd like to meet him myself, you admit. Yang grins and flags the pilot over. Despite the reckless abandon of his fighting style, he doesn't seem drunk, just exuberant. He introduces himself as Archangel, and gladly takes Yang up on the offer of a few drinks. When he finds out you command a mech mercenary company, he buys the next round himself and starts feeling you out for any openings in your crew. As soon as we're done here, I'm going to register with the local hiring hall. But hey, if you don't have an opening now, that's fine. I think it's time for me to leave this rock anyway. I'm sure we'll meet again. So we have unlocked a guy in the hiring hall. I wonder what the outcome of the other choices there would have been. Wow, that dude has a face. He has a look. This guy's a Kickstarter backer with vent, coolant vent, and multi-target. Only 3 points of tactics. I mean, he's a fine pilot. Do we need a pilot? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, hold on. So we have 8 pilots. I see the 7 here, but I couldn't remember if this includes Reckless or not. It does not. So yeah, we have 8 pilots. I don't think we really need another pilot, and I don't really want to pay the salary of a 9th person, so I don't think we're going to bring him on.
Yes, Commander.
Oh, you have enough XP to get called Shop Mastery, which I'm very excited about.
Ready for orders.
Hellebore here probably just needs to start up the tactics tree. He's gotta get in the direction of those called shop bonuses.
Ready for orders.
Razor can't really buy anything interesting. I don't know what we want from her. I guess extra points of weapon hit chance are always valuable.
Training complete.
Reckless has most of the stuff that really matters to her, although overheat threshold is a useful thing for everybody to have as well. Yeah, that seems like a reasonable expenditure of some XP. You... Lower recoil penalties, not super exciting. You know what? Actually, max sprint distance is interesting, though. Yeah, alright. He's going to skill cap before too much longer. Oh, awesome. Alright, we finally have some Master Tactician.
Training complete.
So Bulwark and the ability to move earlier is going to make her a great pilot for the Thunderbolt, or things like the Thunderbolt.
Orders?
Oh, nice. You also can get there. And actually, I think I might do the exact same build with her. Well, maybe we should spread it out a little bit. The thing is, for the kind of mech that I want Master Tactician on, well, why don't we specialize her as a little bit more of a long-range fighter? We'll have a Master Tactician for close-range mechs and a different one for long-range mechs.
Training confirmed, Commander.
Yeah, I'm down with that. That seems like a good way to split the responsibilities there. So everybody on the crew now has 3 skills. How long are we? How far off are we? I got all distracted. Okay, we're still 5 days of repairs away from being ready here. It feels terrible to just sit and wait on a world, but we're not yet in the place where we can afford to do otherwise. Alright, I think we just run normal. We could actually afford to lose a little bit of morale, but 2 points of morale seems like it takes us back down to the previous tier. We'll just sit here. It's nice to not be paying quite so much per month.
We're almost completely out of cash.
Alright, I think we are ready. We're certainly not bringing the Hatchet Man. We don't need to wait for that to get fixed. Okay, we should get through Penitent Justice, I think. I also think we can probably take the salvage level down on this. We really need money, and I don't know that I do need a lot of salvage right now. A longtime enemy of the Arano Restoration has unexpectedly turned herself in to local authorities, and will now be extradited to another system for trial. The local pirate organization does not want to see her testify and will try to stop her from leaving the planet. We've secured a convoy of armored vehicles to transport the criminal, but we need the extra firepower of your mechs to guarantee a safe path. I've read a bit about this criminal and the things she's accused of. The pirates will do anything to eliminate her. Well, alright. Also, by the way, there should be a space between in and to here. Turned herself into local authorities is one hell of an act. I don't know how you would pull that off. That's some high-tier espionage. It's a shame that there's not... it's a shame that the levels are 312 and 17. I really wish we could take this down to 2. But 800,000 C-bills and 17 is pretty good. That said, maybe I want to just take this as the full... Yeah, what are the odds that we're going to need salvage from this mission? We're probably going to fight a bunch of mechs I don't really care about. But I should take one piece of priority salvage. It's a lot of money. It's a big difference in money output, but... If it turns out that there's one really important thing here, I'll be kicking myself if we don't take it. So, Blackjack in the 4th slot, Thunderbolt in the 2nd. Let's figure out who is actually piloting stuff here. We want to go best of the best on this as well. We really want to do our best to not take any damage at all here, which means we need to really run the table on these missions. God, we have so many mechs that we need to outfit. Okay, so... I kind of think Ricochet's actually not an ideal pilot for the Jaeger mech. The Jaeger mech should be piloted by somebody who has coolant vent. Coolant vent and multi-shot is probably the right way to go. But we need the tactics. Right. So I want to keep him on for the tactics. Reckless is in because of the tactics. Reckless in the Blackjack makes sense and has been good for us so far. And then, honestly, maybe... Rocket in the Thunderbolt. Or maybe we want an initiative increase in the Grasshopper. Maybe swap Centurion and Rocket. The thing is, the Thunderbolt's almost never going to want to shoot and then move, right? It has to move hard just to get into range. But if one of these two mechs is going to be missing that 9th point of tactics, it's probably the Grasshopper that we want. We definitely want the Thunderbolt to have it. And you know what? Coolant Vent is really good here too, though. Maybe we go like Saber in this thing and then Rocket in here. We're trading out that important 9th point of tactics, but I think the point of initiative on the Grasshopper is worth the trade-off. Yeah, I think I like this. So that means we have Centurion available to drive the Jaeger mech if we want to keep the 9th point of tactics on. I don't think... Yeah, she doesn't make more sense. Like, we definitely want to have split fire on the Jaeger mech. Ideally, the Jaeger mech would have split fire and coolant vent. And 9 points of tactics. So Hellebore is really the right pilot for it. We just need to get him up to 9. And also a bunch more points of gunnery. Right now, this will do. And it's a Tundra mission, so it'll be easier to keep our mechs running here. It's funny how you form like weird little sentimental attachments in a game like this. Like, I'm talking about how Ricochet is probably not the ideal pilot for the Jaeger mech because the Jaeger mech runs really hot and it doesn't really need... the thing it needs most is somebody who can manage the coolant a little bit better. But it feels wrong, right? It feels like it's his mech and he should keep driving it. Even though there's no actual benefit. Maybe there should be. Maybe there should be some kind of measure of familiarity that pilots build up with a mech that increases the capabilities in it somehow. I don't know what mechanically you would do to represent that familiarity, but I don't know. Maybe it's not even a good idea. Alright, move to their position and provide support.
Nice spot for a picnic.
Alright, so this is the heaviest and best our squad has ever been. And this is a good test of the team that I would probably want to run for that Flashpoint. We are a full symbol short. This is a 3-symbol team that we'd be putting up against a 4-symbol Flashpoint. But we've taken missions that are a whole difficulty symbol above us before. Maybe not the end of the world.
Hostile on sensors.
Okay, so what do we got here? A striker, something a little heavier, maybe a manticore, and a normal spider. Okay. Actually, hold on. Let's move the Jägermech first. So that the Thunderbolt could run straight and make it a little bit further in. The Blackjack is definitely, like, hugely the weakest mech in our current lineup. We should try to replace that. I'm excited about getting to bring this Grasshopper to bear against a bunch of weaker enemies. Although I guess mostly we were fighting weaker enemies last time, weren't we? I want to get vision of that dude up there. Can't get him no matter what I do, though. I could reserve. I mean, nobody else is going to be able to get vision of him either. I could also just have Reckless run forward and not fire this turn, just so that we can get the sensor lock to ascertain how much danger we're in over there.
I'm here.
But that really feels like a... I'm going to reserve. That really feels like something I would maybe want Saber to do instead, is to not waste an AC-20 shot.
Orders? Aye, aye.
Alright, Saber doesn't have sensor lock. I've been running a sensor lock pilot in the Thunderbolt, but he's not the guy. Well... I probably am just going to have him brace, though. I don't think it's worth... Yeah, it's not worth firing at the spider. I should have had him sprint. He might have been able to get vision of that tank over there. That was a pretty sad amount of damage for that number of missiles. He might actually have run up into melee range. Nope, not quite. Well, he is definitely more dangerous than the spider is.
Affirmative.
Alright, let's put this guy away. So, I do not want to generate a significant amount of heat here. We fire 20 rounds from the machine guns every time we fire them, so like the machine guns probably are not necessary here either. This costs us functionally nothing to fire and will certainly be enough damage.
Copy that, Commander.
Wow, maybe not. Okay, no. I was going to say, I'd be really surprised if he survived that. It took a little while.
Yes, boss?
It's alright. I am going to ignore the spider. We're just going to sensor lock this vehicle up here and then hit it with the Jägermech.
Sensor lock on target.
Yep, Manticore absolutely worth the trouble. So I'm not going to be able to get a direct shot on it.
Move order received.
Yeah, we'll just move to here and we'll split the shots.
Confirmed.
Man, that really spread out. At the beginning there, I thought that was looking pretty good. We had a lot of front armor hits at first, and then after a certain point, none of them hit the front armor anymore. Okay, him shooting at the Jägermech is pretty good for us, because the Jägermech is very unlikely to sustain further damage relative to our other mechs. Right, everybody's in cover. He walked over the geothermals a little bit, so his heat generation is going to spike pretty badly here. He should not have done this. This was a bad move.
Waiting for orders.
So, it's not like super mission critical that I get that shot off. I would love it if we could get an eye on this thing. Kinda looks like we can't though. Alright, well, I mean, the Manticore is still a problem. Let's deal with the Manticore. Why is it so hard to see this thing?
Engaging jump jets.
The front armor took quite a bit of damage. We have to get 88 onto it, or sorry, 86 onto it, and it is in cover. So we could get it, but I'd have to hit it in the front with all three of my weapons. Let's try it. It'd be really cool if I didn't have to shoot this thing again. Okay.
Enemy unit destroyed.
Called Shot Mastery is pretty alright. Oh, it's just a cicada. Seen a lot of these. I wonder if, like, if the mech pool... I wonder if the pool of enemy mechs you can see is, like, set by world or something. If you see some cicadas on a world, are you likely to see more cicadas? It's just weird that it's the same enemies over and over again. Okay, well, we can turn the machine guns back on here. I don't know that we need to, though. I melee hard enough that the small lasers are probably good enough. I'm just thinking, like, it could be a long mission. If we're only going to get 10 full volleys from the machine gun, I want to make sure they're going on things that matter. So yeah, we'll just do this.
I'm there.
Yeah, because that could happen. Also, honestly, a hit to either torso section would be likely to do a lot of center damage as well. We did not need the machine guns.
Good to go.
Alright, he is...
How's it going?
Yeah, he is not going to do a lot of damage here.
Leaving you.
I guess I could run him up and fire a single shot from the from one of the SRM-6s just to strip evasion, but I think I'm
Just running.
yeah. No shooting, just running is a good way to put that.
Receiving you. Coordinates received.
I really do want the pilot of the Thunderbolt to have sensor lock. We may have to redesign our piloting squad a little bit. And given that the limited amount of ammo we get here, I'm wondering if I want to even fire the missiles. Because we could conserve, right? I'm firing 45 missiles per volley. Yeah, I don't have that many volleys left. I guess we can hit him with the autocannon.
Roger that. Target confirmed.
Nope, no we cannot. Worth a shot.
Failed to connect.
So now that we have +1 initiative in the Grasshopper, on a turn where we use Vigilance on the Grasshopper in order to get the guarded bonus, it will move on initiative 4, which just seems extremely good to me. Did it just melee me for 25? Was that 25 I saw there? That's embarrassing.
Standing by.
Okay, well obviously we're gonna punch it right back. The cicada is heavy enough that it's worth turning the machine guns on, I think.
Targeting for physical attack.
Oh, come on. We can do this. Yep, so we did hit the center torso a little bit. Not enough to do the damage, but machine gun fire is very likely to cause critical hits.
Moving out.
Moving to position.
The Jägermech kind of wants to be in the back. Alright, I've heard from the Restoration Convoy. Looks like you've secured the area and they're making their way toward extraction now. Keep in mind they'll try to stay near you for protection, so continue advancing to get them to the extract point. Alright, we'll try to flank the Grasshopper around the side a little bit, and the rest of us will just run down the road. I guess I could have known that they would try to go down the road, and thus I could have positioned the Thunderbolt a little bit better for this. So what do we actually have here? Just machine guns and medium lasers. Still, that is 8 medium lasers between a lot of them. 8 medium lasers that will fire on 2, I believe. Not terrible. I want to jump closer to the edge of the forested area.
Roger that.
Yeah, I'm feeling that extra sprint range on the Jaeger mech already. You know, it arriving places first and taking the initial salvo of enemy fire and then fading into the background is probably actually an okay strategy for us. It'll prevent the really deep combat mechs from getting their armor stripped right away. Boy, it does seem like during non-combat turns, all four of them could just move all at once, right? You can speed this up a little bit. Nope. Space didn't even do anything there.
All right.
Well, this has been remarkably easy so far. I assume that the enemies are going to show up any second now? They're kind of letting me get pretty close to the extraction point. Maybe the mission bugged out and it didn't spawn them, or it spawned them like really far away or something? Because they can't really be too much beyond. You can see there's camera zapped back here, which is annoying. You can see the mission border is right there. Maybe we just actually aren't going to get any more enemies here.
All right.
On the move. On my way.
Engaging jump jets.
Yeah, see, the way my mechs can kind of move at the same time, I wish the APCs could do the same thing. Enter the orders individually, but I'll execute the animations together. Yeah, apparently we're gonna get to just leave. Boy, this mission and the one we did at the end of the last video are the same difficulty rating. I am down with the difficulty ratings not being like totally accurate predictors. The fact that you always have to be concerned no matter what, because something could be a little bit different than it is being represented as. But I feel like maybe the range on them is too wide. Oh, this water's like actually too deep to walk through. Okay, well, that being the case, I think we want to end up over here.
Roger.
At this point, I have no idea where... Okay, that's the edge of the mission area.
Copy that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where the enemies might come from. We're just gonna leave Max facing all kinds of directions here. We definitely did not see 2.5 symbols worth of enemy vehicles, right? Oh, I have to actually put a unit in the extraction zone, I think.
Commander.
Yeah, this can be your job.
Aye.
Stabilizing. Engaging coolant system.
Okay. They're sending in units to hunt and destroy the convoy now, after the convoy has arrived. And they're doing it right up against the edge of... Actually, beyond the edge of the mission area, a little bit. Okay, well, the Grasshopper has moved out of optimal position to deal with this. Three mechs moving on 3, huh? Alright, well, at least the Thunderbolt is in a good position to draw some enemy fire. Okay, so we see 2 Centurions. Grasshopper's not going to be useful. Yeah, I put it back. You know, the mission area is all over here. We're all the way at the edge of the map. I was figuring, well, they're probably going to come in from the part of the map that, you know, you can actually fit units onto. Apparently not. Alright, So precision strike this guy. We're only going to hit him with the autocannon. So where's his AC-10? Is it on? It's on this side. Okay. I think what I'm going to do here is shoot for the right torso. The best possible outcome here is a critical hit to the right torso, which this shot could do because it will get through the structure.
Engaging target.
Okay, hit center instead. Not at all bad. Now the other thing's a Vindicator.
Waiting for orders.
So they, like, desperately need to actually be attacking here. This thing they're doing now is not good for them. I guess I just jump. We can throw a sensor lock on somebody. Nope, I can't throw a sensor lock. I'm really far away from these enemies. I do think Rocket is, like, the ideal pilot for that Grasshopper, though. Alright, I would much rather they shoot at me than the convoy. I think that them not shooting the convoy at all this turn probably means that they will not be able to stop it from getting through. What do I want to do? 80 health left in his center. I'm debating whether I want to use a precision shot here or whether it would be best off to just bulwark. Because otherwise we're not going to be able to get any defensive bonuses at all. And I think Saber's pretty likely to actually take a lot of hits here, so I am going to Vigilance. We could do both. I guess with a precision strike, he's pretty likely to get this kill.
Got it.
Didn't quite get there.
That's a hit.
He hit all the way on the wrong side of that thing with his autocannon. Well, the Jaegermech will at least be able to knock it down. Also, it has, it only has like 30, yeah, it has 36 health left, so
Commander.
an APC could kill it, potentially. Okay, we're in pretty good weapons range. The LRMs are actually not... LRMs are not reading as high percent as I would like. Okay, we're a little too far away. So we just give him, like, the 15. Start working on that guy. Alright, there's like a pretty good chance of a kill here. And if we don't get a kill, we will at least knock him over.
Multiple enemies locked in.
Wow. Alright, well we got the right torso ammo explosion on that one.
I think I hit something good.
God, this Jaegermech is very powerful. A significant part of this is that we have really, really good missile weapons. But also, holy crap, that thing is powerful. Alright, tell me you make it into the zone this turn. Maybe. Okay, teamwork.
The objective is secured, Commander.
So yeah, it looks like we'll be able to kill the rest of these enemies pretty easily without having to worry about any real structure damage. Especially since the Centurion is now missing his autocannon.
Damage minimal.
I wonder if it would actually be like... I know, the physics of giant robots don't make sense in a whole bunch of ways, so this is maybe a silly question. But I wonder if it would be easier to endure an attack like that, given the way he can kind of, like, brace himself against the diagonal surface of the mountain, like the way his leg is there.
Ready for order.
Sort of idle wondering about the physics involved is a little silly. We could just melee this guy. He already went, though. I should shoot the other dude. Yeah, I think we'll just take a normal shot here. Nope, never mind. I'm going to precision strike because the amount of evasion that guy had was going to make that
All weapons
kind of unimpressive, I think. Okay, just straight cord him with the autocannon without any of the other weapons hitting.
That's a kill.
AC-20s are pretty alright. Yeah, this mission was really easy. Alright, that might be a kill. No, it was pretty close, though.
Yes, Commander.
You still can't actually
Up
get...
high.
We had to fight this last pack without our grasshopper entirely, and it still extremely worked.
Standing by.
Alright, I'm pretty sure I just click the fire button here and we
Locking in
win.
all weapon systems.
You know what I've never done? I've never killed an enemy mech by simultaneously obliterating all of its parts, just reducing it to dust. That would be an interesting thing to do. Might actually be possible with the way that Jaeger fires. Because we've certainly had it be the case that an enemy mech had lost all of its frontal armor. Ah, that's a good payout. I kind of wish I had taken all money now. Alright, so... Don't think we have a Centurion. Maybe we do. I don't know. Give me this. Alright, and we got kind of nothing. I guess I didn't look at the rest of the weapons to see if they had any pluses on them, but they didn't really drop any interesting weapons anyway. I suppose I should look at all the medium lasers, right? So we will never run out of places to put a medium laser with bonus stats on it. Alright, well, from there we can just roll into one of the 3 skulls. Our pirate rep is getting pretty wrecked here. Yeah, I think as long as we stay positive, they probably will not lock me out of the black market. That's a guess, by the way. I don't know that, but we can hope. So, in theory, if we're trying to get all the jobs done, we want to take the easiest jobs first. I'm going to guess that this 3-skull with low payout is going to be less difficult than the 3-skull with high payout, but maybe that's not safe, because that certainly was not true of the 2.5s. Alright, let's actually read the mission text. How about? The Arano Restoration is tracking an extremely heavy mech with pirate heraldry. This provocation is almost certainly bait for a trap. We'd like you to spring this trap. Okay, we've seen this mission before. An extremely heavy mech with pirate heraldry. So we could get some interesting salvage here. It's also possible that the extremely heavy mech will turn out to be a vehicle instead of a mech, because I believe that happened to us once in the recent past. But we're kind of cool on money, and a favor to regret is a high cash payout job. So I'm kind of thinking maybe we take heavy lure here and we go for 2 or maybe even all 3 points of priority salvage. Just see if we can maybe get ourselves another heavy mech to outfit. We have to go down to almost no money to get the 314. And if I do this, and it turns out that the heavy mech is a vehicle instead of a mech, I'm going to be really, really bummed out. But if it does turn out to be something heavy and cool, and I only take 2 pieces of salvage, I might be bummed out about that too. And then again, in order to get the value out of 3 points of salvage, I have to kill it in a very specific way anyway, right? You know what? Let's just take let's take 2/8 and some money, because the odds that I leave all 3 pieces of it intact are not. I mean, that's not a thing that's necessarily going to happen in the first place. Yeah, that seems good. So, do we want to swap some pilots around here a little bit? I would really like to have sensor lock. Maybe Razor is a better pilot for the Thunderbolt, even if we don't have the 9 points of tactics that I want. And we're gonna have to get Razor some XP somehow, right? Like we have to give her work if we want her to level up. Maybe what I do for the moment is swap her onto one of the other mechs. Keep the 9 points of tactics on the AC-20 for now. and just have her like pilot the Blackjack, because the Blackjack's piloting matters a little bit less. Yeah, I'm okay with that. The Blackjack will be a little bit less effective, but it's always kind of ineffective as it is. And this way she can still sensor lock for us, and she can generate some XP. Tactics 9 is definitely the most important of the high stat bonuses. Everybody's got to get up there eventually. Alright, I'm not comfortable with how little information we have about the enemy forces, Darius says. Yeah, I also am uncomfortable with how little information you always seem to have about the enemy forces. Listen, I'm not saying that Darius' job is easy. But I am saying that he's not doing that good of a job at it.
Command interface initiated.
Alright. Let's see what sort of trap this is. It's probably the kind of trap that involves a lot of giant robots. That's my guess. Okay, jumping doesn't actually get me any further forward. But it also, you know, it's at least as good. That's a 65. Looks like the terrain's going to be hard to run over here, so I think I'll have the Thunderbolt follow the same way.
Coordinates received.
Got it.
I wonder if that's the target. 65 is a little bit low for extremely heavy.
Heads up, Commander. You've got hostile contacts inbound.
Good looking out, Darius. Thanks for that very good heads up.
Here we go.
Alright. 55, so that's a catapult. Pair of PPCs. Just a bad Vindicator. I mean, it's a normal Vindicator. All Vindicators are bad, I guess. I actually really like this shot. That's a pretty good start. Do I want to maybe call a shot here? Try to knock one of the arms off? I assume that the stuff is pretty evenly set out. Where's he keeping the ammo for those machine guns? In his center torso. Like a crazy person. Well, I would love it if we could take more than one piece of this catapult home. So maybe I shouldn't go center torso exclusively. Then again, maybe we're best off just trying to kill this thing and get on to the next job, right? I kind of want to precision strike it, not because I think I can kill it here, but just because I want to lower its initiative, but maybe it's better to just save. Yeah, let's just fire the volley and see what happens.
Copy that, Commander.
Okay, pretty spread out, but that leg's looking weak. Okay. It was an AC-5.
Standing by.
Alright, the Blackjack can't get any kind of shot here. There we go, that's a little better. I mean, we gotta keep working this thing.
Firing a full salvo.
Yeah, we're definitely spreading those shots out really, really well. Alright, the 55, I think the catapult is the heavy mech they were talking about. And it looks like with the destroy enemy reinforcements objective already being up, it looks like we are maybe in one of these positions where we're going to have to fight 8 mechs at the same time.
Receiving you.
Man, really, that's the best shot I can get. Well, no, I think I'll use a precision shot now, because now we can push this thing down to 2 initiative and have an entire round of all of our pilots again before it gets a turn. So this leg is the weakest part. You try to blow off one of the arms. Need a little over 100 damage for that. If we got through the leg, I think that would probably just about seal this thing's fate. Oh. The autocannon hit the center torso and blew the ammo. Clean through the armor. Alright, that works too.
Waiting for orders.
Okay, well, all we can shoot at right now is the Vindicator, which I don't love. Whoever's over there is also 65. So our 2 pieces of priority salvage can be a piece of the catapult and a piece of whatever that is. Yeah, alright, I mean, we gotta get through the thing. May as well get started.
On it.
Good to go.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I'm pretty surprised about the outcome we had there. No, my heat sink.
Oh, my mech's coming apart around me.
You're fine, Rocket. We're gonna jump forward to cover. Cradle that right leg away. Well, I'm not gonna be able to fire all my weapons this turn anyway. So maybe I'd be better off staying back. I was thinking jump forward to cover, hit the vigilance, so I'm at 60% damage reduction, and I go at the beginning of next turn. So we only have to endure 1 more round of fire, but keep using the extremely high armor of the grasshopper to tank a lot of this damage out. I still think I like that plan. Even though we are talking about kind of a lot of enemies here. Because she'll be able to move out at the beginning of next turn. If I jump forward, though, with this much heat, I'm not going to get to fire that many of my weapons, and we're not jumping forward close enough to this thing to get the machine guns on it anyway. Yeah, I wish I could jump to, like, right there, and there was cover there. Maybe the best thing to do would be to back up for right now. Just avoid taking further damage. Let's see, I could jump over here. It would lose sight of me. I think I might be able to get vision of me, though, afterward. Well, as long as I leave my left side facing the enemies... Yeah, actually, that's fine. Even if he does get vision of me, he's not going to do a lot of damage.
All right.
This will let me recover some heat and some stability. And we just sensor lock somebody. I'd love to sensor lock him, actually, but not on the table.
Got a lock.
Okay, so that's a Shadowhawk 2D. AC5 and then a bunch of different kinds of little weapons. Not exactly terrifying, as long as we can deal with that
What's
autocannon.
up, boss?
We're not going to be able to stop the Vindicator from getting a turn. If I spend any resolve at all, we're going to go underneath the Inspire threshold. I think I just shoot at it.
Roger that.
We'll save the resolve for other people later in the turn to use.
All weapons are go.
Yeah, okay. 2 of those 3 weapons did torso damage. Alright, looks like they're really, really after the grasshopper, which is an annoying thing for them to be doing. It's also really annoying that I can get a shot on the Vindicator who is running, but only him, or I can get a shot on other people. I have to make a choice, one or the other. think this might just be a sprint turn, maybe? Autocannon is on his left side. The missiles are on the right. I don't really want to run forward and... Yeah, I just don't really want to run forward like this. I'm going to reserve.
Confirmed.
Let's let this thing come in and see what it's going to do.
Commander.
Alright, Saber's going to run forward to a position where he has some vision and just vigilance, I think. So that's a Thunderbolt. It is definitely designed for close-range combat, although it does have a PPC. Alright, so we vigilance, and then do we start in on the Thunderbolt? I mean, we're not going to hit it. But I could strip some armor off of it. And then, or strip some evasion off of it, and then really focus it down with the Jaeger mech. Feel like... I don't know, they're all kind of equally unimpressive for their size. Let's do this. I'm gonna fire everything at this guy. We'll hit him with some of this, and then maybe the Jaeger mech will be able to finish him off, because he'll have no evasion left. Oh, that autocannon hitting is a big deal.
Yes, Commander.
I can't get cover and have direct line of sight for the cannon. That's fine. This'll do. Who needs cover? Unfortunately, we just barely didn't manage to make this guy unsteady. Feels like all of the missiles may be overkill here. Then again, I do want to make sure he goes down. We could fire some of this at somebody else. Maybe get started on the Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt has Bulwark up. Yeah, alright. We got to get 60 damage through the center torso. Maybe we give this guy the 15 and the 20. That's maybe even overkill. We'll give him the 15 and the 10. And also the autocannon, because he's the only person who can be hit by it. Gotta start stacking up damage on the other targets. Yep. Damage goes everywhere except the middle.
Come on, people. Let's make it happen.
Damage is light.
Alright, so my plan this turn is to let all of them move. We're going to go, the Grasshopper's going to go at the end of the turn, and then we're going to use Vigilance during the Grasshopper's turn, so she also gets to go at the beginning of the next turn. You can just run up here. I think I want to just shoot at this Vindicator. PPC is on the right side, so we're firing directly into the PPC. And I might be able to prevent it from getting a shot on the Grasshopper, which is what it is clearly going for.
Got it.
Okay, we missed with the autocannon. We did get a pilot headshot, though. Or a pilot hit. We've left it with 50 armor, or 50 structure in the right torso. Yep, they sure do hate that Grasshopper.
Commander.
It is doing its job admirably. Alright, I need at least 2 of my weapons to hit this side torso. And I don't have enough resolve to aim shot this and still vigilance later, so we kind of just have to cross our fingers here.
Here it comes.
Alright, that's a great start. 2 of the weapons missed. And 1 of them hit the arm. Alright. The Vindicator gets to go up to the Grasshopper. It's running really, really close to do so. Failed to get through, didn't do enough stability damage to knock me down. Okay. And you don't have any LRM pods, so you won't be able to hit. This is great. Okay. Rocket, you are going to go after
Roger
this
that.
thing goes.
Standing by.
The Thunderbolt cannot threaten her. Gonna have to fight the rest of us.
My armor
So as long as we
is
can
stopped.
keep the grasshopper damage to a single day repair,
Yes,
we can
Commander.
we can repair it and still be around to do more missions on this world. So I think I just run up on this thing and give it the full volley, right? That's probably. You know what? It might be necessary. I was gonna say that's probably unnecessary, but no, it might be important. The other thing I could do is hold off a little bit here. Let the Jaegermech take a shot at it. The Jaegermech has stuff to do. Yeah, okay. We'll just run right up here.
10-4.
Vigilance will put me acting on 4, so I am before everybody, so I don't have to worry about my facing at all. And we're certainly not firing everything. What do I want to not fire? How much damage do I need? Actually, I need a ton. I'm going to fire everything but one medium laser, I guess. Let's actually go for this.
Copy that.
Okay, I mean, there was some pretty good damage there.
Commander.
Not lethal. I managed to do all of the non-lethal damage.
How's it going?
But that guy is at least in a place where the Jaegermech is almost certainly going to be able to kill him now. I can't get a very safe autocannon shot anywhere. I could just run up and accept that I'm going to take some damage. Dump pretty hard into the Wolverine. Yeah, so we're gonna split our shots between the Wolverine and the Vindicator. Vindicator is gonna take almost all of the damage we fire at it to its center torso, because it doesn't have anywhere else to take it to. So we need to get 64 damage. It's in cover. So a little bit more than that. But like the 15 and the 10 should be more than enough, right? And maybe the Wolverine dies and maybe it doesn't.
Multiple enemies locked in.
Didn't hit the center torso even a single time there.
That's a kill.
Alright, so
Next
he's
warrior.
unsteady.
Show him what you got. Standing by.
Rocket can get to cover here. Show them the left side. And just, like, really let this Shadowhawk have it, or I could shoot at the Wolverine. It's gonna fall down if I hit it with a single missile. We should probably try to kill the Wolverine. I can get over to here. I could, like, really get deep on this. I'm a little worried about how much heat I'm going to be generating here. Like, I don't get to fire everything as it is. Yeah, alright. I'm going to kind of hang her out in a dangerous position here. We're going to start working over the Shadowhawk, I think. Doesn't have a lot of damage on it. Move to here. My back armor is pretty strong. This guy has 75 damage worth of medium lasers and a PPC. So, I guess I'm asking for trouble if I show him my back. I just really don't want to shoot into the right arc of this thing. I can't shoot it at all if I walk to here. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks that this is the wrong weapon arc. Maybe I go to here and I just shoot at the Thunderbolt? The Shadowhawk, not exactly terrifying. Yeah, alright, let's care about the Thunderbolt more.
Order acknowledged.
We gotta start doing damage to this thing.
Taking the shot.
Alright, that's over 100 armor off.
Armor holding.
Standing by.
Alright, Razor in the Blackjack is not going to be able to do anything to this Shadowhawk, so she is very much in a position where she is trying to finish off that Wolverine before it does anything else. Well, you sure did manage to pick a position where I have to choose between cover and being able to shoot him, though. Blackjack is kind of getting thin on armor. Yeah, this sucks. This is really crappy. Well, I guess I'll just move then, since I can't get the shot I want no matter how I do this. Show our left side, even though the armor's a little bit thin.
On the move.
The left side's less important. And we'll just also work the Thunderbolt with her. Nope, I definitely positioned so that this line was still red, but apparently the game has decided that I will not be able to shoot that. Alright, let's just get really started on the Thunderbolt, I guess, or on the Shadowhawk, I guess.
Copy that.
That was still red after I moved, wasn't it? I thought so. Or when I clicked, rather.
Oh,
Okay,
Commander,
not a big deal.
I'm hit.
Oh, Rocket took an actual hit herself, though. Well, hopefully that won't be... Hopefully that's something we can heal off during the trip. You probably can't afford to move. Let's just try to gut this thing. The flamethrower, the heat sink, and the PPC are all on this side. All the other weapons are on the other side. So yeah, it doesn't really help us to go for the torso section. Let's just see what we can do to the center. Okay, great start.
Let's do this.
Nowhere near its unsteadiness threshold. Kind of want to move up to a position where I can get a frontal arc on... I guess I don't have to move up for that. Get a frontal arc on this guy from back here. I have no autocannon shot from here, though. From right here, I could just... Yeah, alright, let's just do it from here. Nope, that's not frontal. Alright, well, nobody has the ability to fire directly on the Jaeger mech. I want to put a bunch of stability damage on the Thunderbolt, even though it's about to move and lose some of it, because we can build up enough stability on it to knock it over next turn anyway, probably. But man, this Wolverine has to die. I somehow suspect that no matter how many missiles I fire at it, we're not going to get the kill unless I fire everything. This might be overkill, but also this thing has to actually die. Okay. Honestly, that didn't even seem like overkill. I think it died after the 20 started firing.
Armor
Okay.
breach. Internal damage.
Well, she gets to go first now.
Waiting for orders.
So... could jump way back. How bad is it? That's pretty minor. Yeah, so you jump like way back, show my right side like this. Might lose the leg, but better that than take an ammo explosion.
Here we go.
The other 3 mechs are all in great shape. They can handle this from here. We'll just fire whatever we can fire without blowing our heat, which is probably not much.
Roger.
And then next round we will retreat even more.
Reporting critical hit.
To be perfectly honest, at this point, the Grasshopper still might be a one-day repair. It really has not taken a lot of structural damage to any of those locations. Okay, only 4 more. Got through the center torso armor there.
Ready for orders.
This guy's right side is looking a little rough, but also it's not actually useful for his right side to be particularly damaged. The design of this mech is a lot better. Like it's actually good at shrugging off damage to its critical systems while taking damage to what you would imagine would be its most dangerous weapon. I think I want the Blackjack to step forward and precision shot the Thunderbolt
Coordinates received.
to push it down below the rest of our mechs in the turn order.
On it.
Okay, that was pretty good.
What's up, boss?
Boy, there's no cover out here anywhere, huh? Alright, this is probably a, I really want a precision shot with him. I do not want to have to use vigilance. I guess I could just stay put. It looks like we probably ought to coolant vent as well. Alright. I'm not super worried about the PPC in particular. Like, he has a lot of other damage here. But this will remove a lot of his heat sinks as well. Okay, also it'll just carry enough of the autocannon damage over to the center to completely destroy it.
Yes, boss?
Okay, so we definitely precision shot him as well to knock his initiative down. Hey, yeah, sure. Finish this off. Wow, that was a lot of center torso hits all at once there at the end. So, okay, we got some pretty okay salvage out of this, and we're still going to get some decent money as well. I'm bummed out about Rocket taking that shot to the human body. Alright, let's see if we can just finish this.
Mech warriors, show them what you got.
I don't know that we need another piece of a Thunderbolt, although actually there are 2 different kinds of Thunderbolt, I think. That might be a different... Oh, no, wait, I might be thinking of the Shadowhawk. There are 2 different kinds of Shadowhawk. I don't know, let's see if that model is the same as ours. Wow, no extra money for defeating the reinforcements, huh? That's a shame. So our Thunderbolt is a 5S. Okay, yeah, that thing is also a 5S. There might only be one kind. Well, it turns out we already have a piece of a catapult. And then... any of this loot? Plus crit chance I'm not that excited about on the medium laser. Yeah, alright, let's just grab a piece of a Shadowhawk here. Wow, they gave us everything. That was pretty good. So that Shadowhawk is a 2D. Is that the kind that I have already completed? There are 2 different Shadowhawks for sure. Of course, now that I've said that, I'm like, wait a minute. Are there? Is that actually true? Let's have a quick look at how much time it's going to take to repair the Grasshopper. Because if this is a 1-day repair, or even like a 2-day repair, we can probably just sit here and do that, and then get on the road after doing a couple more jobs. Oh, I do have to refit slightly. I lost a heatsink. There's a 2-day repair. And replacing the heatsink. Okay, does not move it off of 2 days. So how much time do we have left?
Logged and noted. Shouldn't be too hard.
Flashpoint is in 21 days and it expires in 26. Or the Flashpoint will take 21 days to reach. So yeah, we actually can just make those grasshopper repairs here on this system, and then move on and fix up the grasshopper after all the damage is going to take from the other missions afterward. Because there's still quite a bit of money to be made here. We're not going to start the next job yet, but I did want to get those repairs out of the way. So that job pays super well, right? Yeah, pretty well. Alright, so we're going to want to take this as a, I think, as a pretty high pay, low salvage mission, so that we have enough money that we can start one of the major Argo upgrades that we need while we're on the way out to the new mission. Okay, so that's going to be our plan next time. That's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time when we engage in a favor to regret, and we'll see you then.